The first public hearing, which is Sylvan Avenue at Mastic Avenue, and it's a request for a temporary use permit to allow an off-site construction staging area in the city. Request for a temporary, in the staging area in the city parking lot located on the southwest corner of Sylvan Avenue and Mastick. And it's per section 1214030 and the San Bruno Municipal Code, City of San Bruno, and the applicant and owner. Staff report, please.
Thank you. As stated, the applicant has applied for a temporary use permit to locate an off-site construction staging area in the city parking lot located on the southwest corner of Sylvan and Mastic Avenue. As you know, the municipal code was amended in 2007, giving the Planning Commission the authority to approve off-site construction yards for a period up to 1 year. In this specific instance, the staging area is required to accommodate the equipment associated with the Mastic Avenue Utility Improvement Project. And this project entails the replacement of water mains and sewer mains on Mastic Avenue. Additionally, portions of Mastic Avenue will be repaved between San Felipe Avenue and Taylor Avenue, and a slurry seal coating will be provided on Mastic Avenue between Taylor Avenue and Angus Avenue West. Work is scheduled to begin in late August and is expected to last for a period of 5 months. City parking lot number 3, which is located on the southwest corner of Sylvan and Mastic Avenue, was chosen for a number of different reasons. One is that it's centrally located in relation to the project site. 2 is that it provides direct access to Mastic Avenue. And the third reason is that it's very close to other city-owned parking lots. The site itself has 27 total parking spaces, 15 of which would be occupied by the temporary staging area. The staging area would be enclosed by a 6-foot high chain link fence. Staff does not really anticipate there to be any parking impacts because there is a city-owned parking lot directly to the north of the subject site on the northwest corner of Sylvan and Mastic Avenue, and there's 101 available parking spaces there. I would like to point out a few conditions of approval that have been added. The first being condition of approval number 3, which requires the applicant to clean the site on a daily basis. Condition of approval number 6 does not permit any maintenance of equipment on site. And condition of approval number 7 requires that all equipment be removed 14 days after the conclusion of the project. With these added conditions, staff finds that there will not be any negative impacts on the surrounding residential neighborhood. One thing I would like to point out is that the project is scheduled to last 5 months, which would put the end date somewhere in late January. However, staff does recommend that the Planning Commission approve the temporary use permit through April of 2010 or 2011 to accommodate any unexpected delays. Overall, staff is supportive of the project and recommends that the Planning Commission approve the temporary use permit request, subject to conditions of approval 1 through 7 within the staff report. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. Does the commission have any questions of staff?
Through the chair. Matt, I have a couple questions about the ADA spaces. I know that with this project there would be a reduction in 1. How does this affect the overall ADA spaces in this city parking lots?
The building official did review that, and he is fine with 1 of them being eliminated in this particular situation. And the math does work out for 1 ADA space will accommodate this lot.
Okay, and I'm looking at the, don't know what sheet number this is, but it's a hand sketch of the driveway, etc. And it shows 2 ADA spaces. Am I mistaken?
Yes, currently there's 2 ADA spaces on site, 1 of which will be included in the temporary construction staging area.
So the red line that's actually on the aerial photo is not the actual area of that we're talking about, it's the actual sketch.
The red line area includes the entire
Parking lot?
subject site, yeah. And then if you flip to the next page or 2 pages down, the yellow area is the fenced off location where the staging area would be located.
Okay, so the rest of the spaces are still being used?
Correct, except for 2 of the spaces that would have no parking signs to allow proper egress for the spaces along the south side.
Okay, thank you.
Any additional questions?
Through the chair. Is this a project that Public Works is going to be doing, or is there a contractor that we're applying for this use permit for?
I believe it went out to bid, and that the
Okay.
Public Works Department is in charge of the project, but it has gone out to bid, and they're
Gotcha.
ready to start in late August.
Thank you.
If there are no other questions, thank you. I'll now open it to the public.
And through the
The
chair,
applicant first, please, if you can.
through the chair, I'd just like to make one comment. The project manager from Public Works is here, Wong. So if there are any technical or specific questions, he's also here to answer
Okay,
them.
thank
Thank
you. So if we can have Mr. Wong step forward. Please state your name and.
Good evening, Commissioner.
Can you please put the microphone closer to, thank you.
Good evening, Commissioner. Can you hear
Good
me?
evening.
Yeah. I'm Wong, and I'm the acting city engineer for the Public Services Department. And I think Matt pretty much gave a very good summary of the project, but I'd like to just to go over it with a little bit more detail. A little background about the project. The sanitary sewer system, the sewer main and the water mains on Mastic Avenue between St. Philip and Angus Avenue. It's in very old and decrepit condition, and it desperately require replacement. And the scope of this project will replace the sewer main with a brand new 8-inch sewer main, along with installation of new sewer laterals from the sewer main to the edge of the pavement. And it will also install a 12-inch ductile iron water main between St. Philip and Angus Avenue, and also water service all the way from the water main to the water meter. And it will also replace fire hydrants, valves along the way. And the project, again, it would take about 5 months, and we have awarded, the city council has awarded the contract for $1.3 million to contractor, which is called KJ Woods Construction. They're located in San Francisco. The request is to use a portion of this parking lot at the southwest corner of Sylvan and Mastic Avenue to accommodate the equipment and the materials during construction. So with that, I'm here to answer any questions, additional information that you need.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the commission? Thank you, Mr. Wong. Is there anyone from the public who wishes to comment on this project? Please step forward, state your name, and the city in which you live. And the city in which you live, please.
Hi, my name's Larry, and I live in San Bruno on North San Anselmo. Mr. Wong, is it Mr. Wong? Maybe you can answer this question to me.
Actually, sir, you'll need to address your questions to the commission.
Okay,
And then we can
I'll
then
address
bring
it to
Mr.
you
Wong
then.
back up.
Okay, very good. My question is, has anybody really seen since you're bringing in all this weight with this equipment, have you seen the condition of the street on Sylvan there between San Mateo Avenue and Mastic? Has anybody take a look at that street?
I'd
And
be
if you
happy to note that, and then
have
we'll
you-
have that answered as,
Okay, well, there are rocks about this big, it's pretty tore up, so bringing all this equipment in is gonna make it even worse. So I was kinda hoping that maybe, we'd hear that maybe they were gonna repave that when this project was all done, and that was my concern.
you refer to the specific area?
Yes,
Is it-
Sylvan Avenue, between San Mateo Avenue and Mastic,
Okay,
okay? And that's it.
that's it. Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Is there anyone else from the public? Please step forward and state your name and your street name, please, and city.
My name is Arlene. I live on Mastic Avenue.
Can you please
San
let us know
Bruno.
your last name as well?
Gonzalez.
Thank you.
My question is, I have a couple. is the parking issues. Even though they say there's a lot of spaces, if one would spend the time to check with Sylvan and Mastick, and also Mastic down to Angus, it's always full. Also, behind where the staging area is going to be, there's back entrances to Neelam Market, and my neighbor's house, he has an apartment underneath, so his residents won't be able to be coming in and out if this cyclone fence covers that area. And the residential parking in that area, I have a red zone from my place. Well, Mastic from Angus all the way down to Taylor is red. So I have 0 parking, only in my driveway. And if this staging area and the work takes up my one, there is no place for my husband or my daughter or my son to park. There's a lot of activity in that area. Tuesday and Sunday evenings are AA meetings at the church, and the parking lots are full for that parking area. Then you have daycare. People come and go. In that church, they have the Korean services, which are a few times a week. And there's a handicapped fellow. I don't believe he's going to be able to get into the church. And I think also for some of this parking, perhaps they won't be by giving tickets because of the limited parking. People who work on downtown park behind, because some of them are 5-hour parking. I don't want to have to go up and watch my clock and move my car every 5 hours, or every 2 hours. And also the cost to the individual homeowners, if their upper lateral needs to be changed, what happens with some of these folks who cannot afford it? Because it does say if it's damaged 3 days, their water will be shut off. We're talking a lot of homes from Angus all the way down to San Felipe, and economic times are bad for people, probably more so than the city and counties and states. And how they're going to come up with maybe $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 to do the upper lateral, also to do the sidewalk, to do their driveway. That's a huge cost. And if somebody cannot afford it, will the city be able to help them? Otherwise, they'll be without sewer service. Also, one other thing, right now there's a storm drain, Sylvan and Huntington. There's no other one in that area. When the water runs off, when it rains, it comes down behind the old Wells Fargo parking lot. It comes down and it goes north, and then it turns and it goes down Sylvan. And it collects down on Huntington and Sylvan. Water comes up over the curb constantly. So while you're there, it would be nice if they did a storm drain, perhaps, where it can collect this water. That's it.
Thank you. Is there anyone else from the public who wishes to address this particular project? Hearing none, we'll close the public hearing and bring it back to commission for discussion.
Did you want Public Works to answer to those questions?
I'm going to, yes. Is there any questions this time? No. Mr. Wong, if you can please step forward again. And
I don't think that
it's a possibility that our director might address some of the areas, but in the event.
And the one thing I'd like to note, the issues related to stormwater and the issues related to costs for the upper lateral really aren't issues for the Planning Commission, as these are cost issues for the Public Works Department. What we should really be focused on tonight is the land use issues of using this as a temporary use permit, for the temporary use permit. So issues like parking, that's a land use issue. Cost associated with the laterals and stormwaters is not an issue that's before the Planning Commission tonight, but I'm sure that Mr. Wong will be happy to meet with Ms. Gonzalez afterwards and go over any of those specific questions.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron.
Is there anything you'd like to add to that, Mr. Wong?
No, I think, like Aaron said, I'm happy to meet with Ms. Gonzalez after the meeting and to go over the information.
Okay, thank you. If there's no discussion from the commission, is there a motion?
Yeah, through the chair, I'll make the motion that we approve temporary use permit 10-002 based on findings of fact 1 through 3 and conditions of approval 1 through 7.
Second?
Was there a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. There is a 10-day appeal process on this project. Thank you for your comments, and